definitely eats babies. And it's like, every time I watch something, I'm just like, well, who am I acceptable enough? Who's acceptable enough to be like, yeah, okay. Life's great. People are saying for eggs now. You know, it's insane. It's insane. When are we going to do something about it? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. I know. What else am I thinking about? I think that you guys dating at all? Dating a little bit? No? All right, cool. Yeah, thank you for the support. You know, dating's cool. It's a lot different. I feel like I'm paying for sins of my fathers now, though. You know, I'm dealing with things that the men before me didn't have to deal with. Like, I've been getting slutted out. You know, by this guy. Like, I was hooking up with a girl the other day, and this nasty pig around in there, just some of that free astral project. You know what I'm talking about? I got done. I'm laying there, remember what my name was, right? And then she hits me with, so what you about to do? Like, I can't feel my toes at this point. Like, bitch, I was hoping you'd hold my titty for a little bit, you know? You know, we need a little spoon. And I said I was like, I'm hoping you'd hold me for a minute. She was like, well, I've already called you an Uber. Bitch, I drove us here.
Right.
What do you mean you called me an Uber? So I went and got an Uber because I didn't want to be rude. You know. Had my underwear in my pocket that she had just ripped off 20 minutes before. And then I'm on the way home in the Uber and she cash apps me $40. It just says for the trouble. Like, I didn't realize I was a $40 whore. You know? Like, I went and bought a Plan B because I felt like that's what I needed. Thank you guys so much.
That was everyone. Hey, on deck we got Tim T. Come into the stage right now. Put your hands together. Dickie Scuggs.
All right. My wife and I last weekend rented a cabin in the Smokies, and my wife on that deck in the hot tub. Don't ask what she was not wearing. She's right back there. The answer might embarrass her. But it was late and it was dark when she heard the leaves rustling and the branches of trees snapping because a bear was quickly approaching. And you seen that? Remember that video game Asteroids? She hyperspaced from a hot tub to inside the cabin. I mean hyperspace. There was not a wet footprint on the deck. And it's a good thing too, because it made it around to the front porch and triggered the motion light. So we could see that it was a silver bear that looked a lot like a Weimaraner that answered to the name Felix. Somebody should have gave that bear a bone. I've been trying to embrace my age on stage, and so I started doing celebrity impressions. And my first impression is my Clint Eastwood stare. And I'll do it for you. All right.
Hello,
half
hi.
the audience thinks I'm doing Joe Biden, and the other half is guessing Jeff Dunham's Puppet Walter.
Hey, Paisley.
But you know, Clint Eastwood's 94 years old. That's old, and so some of you in here might not even be able to relate. But so I'm working also on my second celebrity impersonation, Spoiler alert, it's Theo Vaughn. And
Right.
it's new. Does anybody want to see it?
Let's go.
Let me try to square my head up here a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, this one girl I'm looking at, she got them tickle niggas. And I mean, dang man, they're like two big soft pillows that I can just lay my head between. Every time I try to talk dirty to her, my words come out all muffled like I'm at the bottom of a 10-foot swimming pool. Her face is a 3 out of 10, but that's okay with me because, you know, I ain't trying to F her face, man. I'm more in that titty effing mode. Yeah, bro. With that old girl, yeah, yeah. That's the way that story goes. I'll keep working on it. I'm Dickie Scuggs, thanks.
Thank you. Woo!
These guys, hey, we got a special guest dropping in, so on deck, put your hands together for Caleb McCraw.
Out there. That's what weird happened today at work. Somebody told me that they thought I was an atheist. And I was like, why do you think that? And they're like, you're just so negative all the time. And I don't think that's fair. Why do they get to have a monopoly on pessimism? That doesn't seem fair. I don't know if you've read the Bible. It's a pretty negative book most of the time. It's like all war and famine. Then one guy's like, I think things will get better. And they're like, we're going to kill this guy. And then he's like, hey guys, things might get better, but I'm leaving before that happens again. So I'm getting out of here.
That was a good one.
You know, they always say like, oh, you know, during the Holocaust, it wasn't just Jewish people that were in the camps. There's other people there too, like Jehovah's Witnesses and gay people and stuff. Do you ever think at one point a Jehovah's Witness went up to a gay guy and was like, what's with all the Jews in here? Am I right, man? Are they all in your room too? During the election, they were all talking about like how, oh man, the left needs a Joe Rogan, the left needs a Joe Rogan. I don't think that's true. I can tell you what we need as the left. The left needs an Alex Jones. That's what I believe. I don't want some guy talking to people being reasonable for 3 hours. I want a guy to go to Laken Riley's funeral and be like, she's not dead. All these people are lying. And look, that's tough for some people when I say that. So let's just pretend Laken Riley was a child and it happened at a school. Can we all move on? Let's go. That was a joke too, though. It's okay. I feel like cops and magicians are a lot alike. Anytime one walks up to you, they start pulling stuff out of your pockets like, hey, is this your card? Is this your cocaine? They're like, oh, look at this. This, look, a rabbit. Look, 10 to 12. And also, cops and magicians have a lot in common where it's like, if you're ever in a place and one walks in, all the white people are like, this just got a lot better. And all the black people are like, we're getting out of here before he kills one of us.
Gone.
I think all trans people are beautiful. I'll open with saying that. But only a select few are hot. Hot trans people are like left-handed quarterbacks. There can only be 2 or 3 before it just gets insane, in my opinion. It's like, are we flipping the whole game around? You know? And if I see a kid doing it, I'm like, someone's making him do that, and I don't agree with it. Okay. I feel like somebody told me the other day that sitting is the new smoking, and I don't think that's true. I think football is the new smoking. It's the type of thing you tell your kids, like, hey, if you do this, you're going to die at an early age, which will be cool for a couple years in high school, and that's a pretty solid trade-off. I went to public school. I don't ask people they went to public school. All I do is just go up to them and say, hey, have you ever walked in the bathroom and seen two people fist fight? And if they say no, I'm like, private school, that's cool. The bathroom in a public school is the closest I've personally ever been to a Wild West saloon in my life. You just walk in, it's just gambling, smoking, and fist fighting. That's the only thing that's going on in there. And you open up the stall and you're like, how'd that Chinese guy get in here? Okay. I'll close out on this one. I started going to therapy and I was telling my dad about it. And my dad said, how much does therapy cost? I was like, it's like $100 for an hour session. He said, if I'm going to spend $100 for somebody to spend time with me, I'd just go to a whore. And I said, I would too, but it's not extra to pee on your therapist. All right, guys. Thank you. I've been going to call. Let's get your talk about that.
We got more comedy. Keep drinking. Bardstown bourbon. And Bardstown Owner to you, I checkpoints. That's another slogan I'm writing. On that, we got Jenny Krause coming to the stage right now, though. Give it up for Tim T.
How's Grandpa Boy doing?
Doing good.
Someone stole my moped today. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's my no moped. I didn't have insurance on it. I had surgery last Wednesday. When I woke up, I was a little shocked because they kind of shaved my balls. I asked the doctor, I was like, why'd y'all do that? Oh, it's just standard protocol. Kind of weird for shoulder surgery. Well, I was laying around after surgery, I was thinking about all the weird things that are in medicine that people do, or just standard protocol. Y'all appreciate this. In 1992, they came out with a blood test to check for prostate cancer. In 2023, I was in med school. I fingered 40 buttholes in 1 month. Why did I have to do that? I thought about it for a while. I was like, why did I have to do that? It's like, well, if it's about the money, you tell me that I'm gonna just finger some dude in my clinic, and then tell me they have prostate cancer, you'd be like, but you can't pay for it. How about getting an ass ring twice in one day? But in other senses, like, what if you're doing it in a setting that you don't have a lab? It's like, well, I work in a clinic that has a lab. If that ever happens, like I'm not gonna be doing them in the field. Like, if someone passes out on an airplane, the first thing I do is like, I'm gonna lose my license. But the wildest thing in medical history that I've seen in a long time is called trepanation. Does anyone know what trepanation is? Yes. Okay. Cool. No one ever does. Trepanation it was a cure for chronic headaches back in the day, before modern medicine, where they would just drill a little hole in the head in your skull to relieve pressure. They found a lot of skulls that had holes in the head. A lot of them were women. Most of them were women. Which makes sense when the most used excuse for when you don't want to have sex with your man is, I have a headache. But that's just to test how valuable the invention of soap is. That doesn't happen anymore. Because back then, or Tylenol, one of the two. Because you're like, honey, I have a headache. Like, we've already drilled 3 times in the last 2 months. We haven't washed your balls since then either, honey. Like, grab this fucking drill. All right, I'm gonna leave on that.
Okay.
All you did was complain. On deck, we got Cal Matthews coming to the stage right now. Give it up for the very funny Ginny Krause.
I'm Jenny. I like guys and jobs and like interviewing and dating, they're the same to me. I see no difference. And I think it's causing trouble in both realms. I don't think those are two things you should get confused. But I get really excited about both. So like kind of all my cover letters start to sound like love letters by the end of it. You know, I'm like, thank you so much for your consideration, and I'd love the opportunity to discuss the position further. I would also love to compare thee to a summer stay. Thou art no temperance, and I don't think you know you're beautiful. XOXO Jenny. It's I think I'm coming on too strong. It's a bit too much. But like I find so many similarities in the processes. Like I had an interview for this one job. I had 3 interviews with them. Didn't sleep with them. I'm not that kind of girl. But then it like we like kept going. They took me on a riverboat cruise, really trying to like wine and dine me. And I was like, I kind of just want like hourly pay and like healthcare would be cool. I don't need all this. I had fun. So then I did sleep with them. I am that kind of girl. But even after all that, no offer letter. So I emailed them. I was like, hey, so like, what are we? What are we doing here? And they emailed back. We've actually implemented a hiring freeze for the rest of the month. So I was like, oh, okay, so you can't commit. Whereas like, I'm wanting more. So I replied, I was like, hey, I can still work for you when you don't have to like put a label on it. You know, like I don't have to tell my friends that I'm working for you. You know, I'm not like, I'm the girl, not like needy or whatever. Best regards, Jenny. It's important in that moment to kind of pull back a little bit. I also, like for all of, like, my big thing with all of it is I don't like how jobs reject you. I like how guys reject you. Because they'll just ghost. And I much prefer that. Jobs kind of, they like reach out 2 weeks too late, like, right. Yeah, no, I figured you found someone hotter, or other qualified applicants. Like guys, they don't come calling back after a few weeks, like, by the way, I'm pursuing other hoes, thank you for your insurance. I'm a girl with more hands-on experience, so you're going to go in another direction. The position opens up though.
I'll be back. Right.
No, it's not. I also feel like guys have a very realistic expectation of like experience. If that makes sense. Like entry-level jobs are like, you should have done this for 2 years or whatever. But it's like, once I get there, you're just gonna show me how to do it anyways. So why does it matter if I've done it before? And guys understand that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I worked at a lot of coffee shops and like did this stuff around vending. And coffee shops, like, they love who made a latte before. But guys are like, have you made a latte before? And I'm like, yeah, I have. I maybe even got pretty good at making a latte at my last place. And you know, you can both watch me struggle for 15 minutes to do the same like techniques that I did there to make a latte, or you could just cut to the chase and you could show me how you like your lattes made. If that makes sense. Honestly, the first time I made a latte, I didn't realize that's what was happening. I just had a steam wand in front of my face and just like, let's get to work, you know? And it was actually pretty easy. I was kind of surprised. I was like, why do people complain about making lattes? You know, but then I had to make a latte for a guy on Lexapro. And nothing from my previous lattes had prepared me for that. I gave up, so, oh well. Tip your baristas, thank you!
Cake makes a neat espresso martini, not a metaphor, or maybe it is, I don't know. On deck, we got Casey. Come to the stage right now, though. Put your hands together for Cal Matthews.
Absolutely, like that is fast.
I've been trying to be a better dad recently, which is pretty tough to do if you don't have kids. Just walking around the hall like, hey, wear a condom, young man. Real parents are deciding for small children. No, I actually do have a kid, and the hardest part about being a good dad is that, like, you have to listen to their problems. Is this not working? I don't think it is. I don't think it is either. Good. You have to listen to their problems. And she has 9-year-old girl problems, and I have a lot of problems. Oh, you don't like the cafeteria pizza at your school? You ever had psych ward pizza? Me neither, because they don't give you pizza at the fucking psych ward. They're worried you're going to try to stab someone with a little table in the box. Why don't they just take the table out? Because then the cheese will stick to the top of the fucking box, idiot. And that's not fit for anybody, even crazies. Oh, your goldfish died. I stopped talking to my grandfather 6 months before he died. Sounds pretty tough. I think empathy is very important when you're a parent. And my parents didn't think that. I'm trying to be empathetic and compassionate to my daughter. And, like, I just want to do for her what I wish someone would do for me, right? Like, one day she had a social studies assignment that was due the next day that she had done no work on. So my parents would have made a whole thing of it, right? And I'm sure you've all been in that situation. So I said, I'm not going to do what my parents did. I'm going to have compassion and do for her what I wish someone would do for me in this situation. So I chopped up a bunch of Adderall, and we stayed up all night figuring out who really runs the government. The next day she brought in her whole project about the lizard people, and it got a B+, which we should probably change schools. That's what she's getting away with. There's a lot of different kinds of I don't know, I'm sorry I did that, I don't know what to do with my hands, I don't know how to do this. There's a lot of different kinds of sober. I'm not going to go into them. I consider myself April Fool's sober. And that's when I say at the beginning of the month, I'm not going to drink for a whole month. And then 5 days into a bender later, I'm like, did I just fucking April Fool's myself? All right. Should have stuck the landing, but that's all right. Thanks.
Matthews, we gotta tell the whole little secret. If you like to work again, comics, that's the roll on deck. We got Mitch Mormon coming to the stage right now, though. KT!
He said to the left. Turn your head.
Do y'all know I just found out that our current police force used to be the slave patrol? Nigga, that's crazy! Black people still gotta call in for help! Alright, white people, let me explain how fucking crazy this is, okay? World War II ends, alright? The Jews are set free by the Emancipation Proclamation. Nobody lets them free, nobody helps them come to America. They can't go back to Jerusalem because they're not wanted there, alright? So we'll call them Jufricans, German, they're Jufricans. So now we got these Jufricans that are set free, no homes, just loincloths, sent into the trees and bushes. At the same time this happens, y'all might see where I'm going with this. The Nazis decide that they're going to convert everything they have to being the fire department. So by some miracle of God, one of these Jufricans manages to get a house. And he has a fire. And he calls for help. And the fire department shows up wearing old Nazi uniforms with new logos. They help him. Nobody even calls him a nickel. But he has to think to himself, they got here fucking fast. Did they start this fire? And let me say, I realize that our current police force is not actively wearing the slave patrol's uniforms. But nigga, that shit is like 6 buttons and 2 dog whistles away, bro, for real. It is bad. And I'll say I know that cops help black people. The problem is the one bad apple. I heard white people tell me there was one bad apple for a police station. Not a big deal, right? You don't know how many fucking police stations there are? 17,985. One better, that's still a Nazi army. And look, I'm sitting here saying all this, and I understand the cops make white people feel safe. I'm not asking to demolish the police and get rid of nothing crazy. Bro, all I want is a help a nigga hotline where Obama impersonators pull up to defuse black people's situations, where we don't feel like we calling the old slave patrol on each other. That's all I want. Have a good day.
AT, everyone, doing a quick little speech. And the mic works again. How about that? On deck, we got the one and only Jackson Helmenthal. Come to the stage right now. Make him feel welcome. Give it up for Mitch Foreman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Grandpa Bar.
Yeah.
We've got Grandpa up here right in front of you. How's it going, man? We're keeping the dream alive and making the dream come true. Everybody doing good?
Yes.
Friday? Having a good time? I've got some special announcements for everyone here. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's festivities brought to you by 69. When you say 69, you said a mouthful. Boy, that hurts. Okay, we'll try another one. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's festivities brought to you by Baby Shakers Professional Child Care Services. Now offering discounts on autism and PTSD. We like abusing children. That's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's festivities brought to you by two of the pink double-barrel tampons. Now gate protection for those heavy flow days. I'm dying up here. It hurts bad. Okay, well, no.
Just one more.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's sponsor is Jihadi's Friend Imitation Pork Products. Allah tested, Muhammad approved. Jihadi's Friend Imitation Pork Products. Don't risk your 72 virgins. You're telling me to pull up. Don't risk your 72 virgins on a BLT. Ladies and gentlemen, Jihadi's Friend Imitation Pork Products.
Imitation pork
Where
pie.
I'm from in deep in Appalachia, all those 3-2 people love to show me those 3 teeth when I tell that joke. Okay, so that horrible joke brought to you by Hard R Crackers, the racist choice in saltine crackers. That got a reaction. There's better than 90% of the other shit I've done up here tonight. Okay, so the last one, I'll give you a couple more. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's festivities brought to you by Dyslexic Self-Defense Academy. They'll train you to dick in the kick. A lot of face palms in the audience tonight. Second guessing my recent life decisions going into comedy. We'll give you a good one here that everybody hates. So it'll fit in fine here at Grandpa Bar. Ladies and gentlemen, this last joke brought to you by Blast from the Past Time-Traveling Laxatives. They put the turd in yesterday. And there we go. Dave's coming
like
back.
that
He's
one.
going to relieve me of this microphone.
I like that one.
Happy to see you.
Mitch Foreman, everyone! Mitch Foreman! I just want to remind you guys that tonight's festivities are brought to you by Bardstown Bourbon. No, all joking aside, that is our sponsor tonight. Give it up one more time for Grandpa Bar for putting this on as well. Yeah, love night, love place, wonderful people, get a drink, have fun. On deck, we got Madeline Medlin. Come to the stage right now, though. He's back in town from Colorado. Please make him feel welcome. Give it up for Jackson Helmenthal.
David Freeland, everybody. So cleaning supplies, right? When were they invented? What did we do before cleaning supplies were invented? I wonder this all the time. Like my house, right? It's get dusty, I dust it. Like one does. But what they used to do before a duster, before Lysol, Swiffers. Honey, your house is dirty. We gotta buy a new house. Wow. Sorry, my head hurts so bad I had sex with 3 women last night. I get so much pussy. I read books in my house. That's how I get pussy. I read a lot of books, right? But the thing that I hate about books is they're all the same. Because every book I read, I'll be like reading it, and then eventually every single line just turns into, this is so gay, I should stop reading. I'm trying to like, read, right? Work on myself, right? For pussy. So I go to the gym, I go to the sauna and shit, and people like to put water on the rocks in the sauna because they're like, it makes it hotter, and I was like, we're all sweaty anyways. But one guy was like, you gonna put some water on the rocks? And I told him, I said, no, I like my sauna straight up.
Folks comedy.
Then it made me think, why do we call ice cubes rocks? Because like, if you tie an ice cube to a lady's ankle, she will not drown. She'll float. Tie a lot of ice cubes to a lady's ankle, she will float. I went to the sauna one time, and afterwards when I was changing, naked, I was naked changing next to a black man, and he saw my wiener, and he looked at it and goes, now that's reparations. I told him, I said, you should see when it's soft. I looked at his and I said, you think I could towel off with that thing? I forgot mine at home. It's not small, ladies. It's actually huge. It's so big it hurts. That's what I've been told. It hurts men. It does not hurt women. Women love it. Men say, ouch. Thank you, David. I'm sober, right? I'm American sober, which means I don't smoke pot because I'm not gay. That's a lie, because I smoked pot last night and I sucked David off for it. I'm gonna end my set with a proposition to any woman here. If your type is charming, blonde, and best sex of your life, come find me after the show. Thank you.
Jackson Hellenbaugh, everyone. He put on a blazer to say all that. On deck, we got Jeff Morris. Come to the stage right now. Put your hands together for Madeline Madeline, everyone.
See if we can figure out this microphone.
Hi everybody, I'm Madeline Medlin.
Hello.
I had 4 shots of espresso before I came today, so I'm either going to have a heart attack or a good time. Either way.
Good.
Should be entertaining. So, I'm in car sales. Who loves good car salesmen? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me in front of God. So, a real fun part about being a car sales lady is that people get really pissed at me when they got bad credit. They'll come in and they'll be like, why is my payment $800? And I'm like, I don't know, you make bad life choices or something like that. One lady came in one time last week and she was like, I got a 400 credit score. I have no money down. I have no trade-in. What can I get? And I said, the fuck out. But you're not getting a Kia. You're not getting a Kia today. Another fun thing is, anybody ever got those things in the mail, like the ads that are like, if you go to this car dealership, you'll win $2,500. God, it's so awful. We had people coming in and bringing these ads in, like, it's a miracle. My rent is paid, I won $2,500, and I gotta be the asshole that tells them God is fresh out of fucking miracles today. And then hand them $4 headphones. It was rough. It was rough. Another fun thing about me, I think I recently realized that my parents may be terrible people. Mm-hmm. Anybody have that moment where you're like, they might have been assholes? They might have been assholes. And I was thinking back to a specific time when I was a 5-year-old, adorable little blonde, blue-eyed girl. And my parents threw me a Pocahontas birthday party. Back when you could, do things like that. Or they thought you could. My favorite favorite memory of this Pocahontas party was the piñata. Yeah, you know where it's going. My parents made a big old paper mache Native American man head, hung it in the middle of the church fellowship hall. After they stuffed it full of our favorite candies. And then proceeded to let a bunch of toddlers dressed like a tribe beat the ever-loving shit out of it with a baseball bat. Poor Tonto did not deserve that, you guys. It was really, really bad. We also... Shit, you know it happened. There's pictures somewhere. Another interesting thing about my family, I had to call my dad the other day to ask if they were swingers. You guys ever wonder, like, my parents may have been fucking a bunch of people. My mom was really into that American Idol show back in the day. She was in those chat rooms for like the contestants, you know, I don't know if you remember American Idol, but you could get in a chat room and make friends with people who liked the same singer you did. My parents decided to go on vacations with these people. Yep. So I'm like 11 years old. We're just going off to fucking Florida with like Debbie and Susan and their husbands and stuff. And I didn't think anything of it as a kid, but I think my dad was fucking all those people. He was fucking everybody but my mom. So, yeah. Every family vacation, he just took a vacation from his marriage. Let's end on that. Fuck my dad sometimes. Thank you, guys.
Medwin, everyone! Hey, on deck, we got a very special headlining set. Coming to the stage right now is our penultimate comedian. He's from out of town, so please make him feel welcome. Put your hands together for he's looking in his phone right now. But Jeff Moore, or there? No, it's a different guy who looks exactly like him. I got it. Jeff Morris, say what's going on, that guy. Oh my God.
This guy right here on his phone.
Oh, he do.
He doesn't have the attention span to look up. Fuck this guy.
They do look like.
I'm from the Northwest, so actually I like it. Dude. Alright, cool. I like this place. This is a cool bar. This feels like, I'm going to be drinking a lot of leftover drinks later. Alright, it's good. I'm just going to get fucked up on half-drink espresso martinis, you know what I'm saying? It's good. Hi everybody, I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you. I'm dating somebody. This is fun. It's good. She said something recently. She said, Jeff, you have a big golden retriever energy. And I was like, why is that? Is it because I keep getting hit by cars? You gotta stop throwing the ball in the street, lady. Come on, give a guy a chance. I know, I look like I can do impressive things with a frisbee, and I can. It's good. It's good. I like it. It's fun. She's in Portland. I'm in Denver. It's good. I have to travel long distance to see her. And I've been seeing this guy a lot is the dude that wears a cowboy hat at the airport. Fuck that guy. This is the worst guy ever. Name a more inconveniencing hat to wear on an airplane. What? You're gonna sit on the roof and be a cowboy? No. Or I just have to taste the brim of your hat every time you look up because you're in the middle seat. I hate this guy. And I'm from Portland. I'm flying to Portland, Oregon. There's neither cows nor boys in that city, guys. Just blue-haired people being like, we don't like your kind around these parts. All right. Yes. It's good. It's fun. I do like dating. It's good. Long distance is really hard. You have to find ways to be intimate, You're nodding like you've done long distance before. It's difficult, and you do have to find ways to be intimate. One of the things that we do is we sext a lot, And I like sexting. It's fun because, ladies, do you really think I'm lasting long enough for you to respond?
Oh, wow.
No. I'm the quickest shooter this side of the Mississippi, guys. You gotta have fast stumps to keep up with this bad boy. It's good though, because I get really poetic post-nut clarity, I like Shakespeare. I get a prose about me. I'm like Edgar Allan Poe. Guys, I'm edging Allan Poe. That's a smart joke, all right? It's a poetic joke, actually.
You gotta say it in a scary voice.
What's that?
Say it in a scary voice.
You gotta, yeah, the raven. I snail trail the raven on my chest, guys. I don't actually know that poem at all. There's like, I got one more joke. I house sit for people every once in a while to make a couple extra bucks. We've all had to do it. I hate house sitting. It's uncomfortable. It's weird. It feels like there's a ghost in the space and I'm not welcome. You know what I mean? And I think the weirdest part and the most uncomfortable part is just having to masturbate in somebody else's bed. I don't like it, but I'm doing it. They put it in the notes, so I'm going to get it done. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Jeff Morris! Quote the Raven, I'm coming! Hey, guys, we have a special treat. Grandpa Bar has a special headlining set at the end of the mic every week. And this comic is no exception. A real funny guy. He's doing a big show tomorrow, and we're getting a sneak preview of that tonight. You can see him all over town. He's very funny. Please put your hands together for the hilarious Dan Noah!
Yay! I've seen him before.
All right, folks, how we doing, Grandpa Bar?
Hello.
Yeah,
I got a special guest.
not been the most fun week for me. I got fired this week. Yeah. And it was one of those situations where I thought I was right the whole time. My supervisor called me in. She said, I heard you said the C word this week. I was like, I don't know. I'm an idiot, but I don't think so. She said, really? Because Deborah said you called her crazy.
Not
I was like, well, that's not the C word. And I can't believe that cunt ratted me out. That was when I got fired. I get weird about a lot of stuff that people have made normal in the workplace. I don't like it. If you're out there saying you got a work wife or a work husband, just cheat like normal people.
Yeah, just cheat.
You don't need cute nicknames for it. That's not. I know that that's something that a woman had to have started. No guy comes into the office one day like, that's my work wife. And I'm like, dude, you can't just say which one you want to fuck. That is not what we do here at JP Morgan. I am in therapy. And yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of a skeptical guy. I don't like people telling me what to do. I was trying therapy. My therapist early on, he said, Daniel, when you're depressed, you have what I would describe as an unconditional negative regard for the world around you. But I was depressed. So I was just like, I knew this was going to be fucking bullshit. Yeah. I found out he's a magician. That's what you want in a therapist. Yeah, dude, you like cool. I am bisexual. It's whatever. I'm not a hot blonde girl at a party. You don't have to put that in there. Honestly, I came out later in life. It was pretty chill. The hardest part of coming out for me is that none of my bros want to do gay stuff with me. Anymore. The bros love doing gay stuff if they don't think you're gay. Then we're just having a fun time. I used to play a game called Gay Chicken with my friends, which is where two supposedly straight dudes go in for a kiss, and whoever backs out first loses. It's like, what, dude? You don't want to play anymore because you figured out why I win every time? All right. Sorry, I'm built different, dog. I don't know, I've always been kind of just a regular dude. I played sports. I like hanging out with the bros. They're cool dudes. I do tend to be the only queer person that they hang out with, so they tend to ask me all the questions that they have. And one that I've gotten a lot is, when did you know? Which is said with a lot of fear in their eyes that they're going to wake up gay one day. When did you figure it out? But I'll always tell them, I'm like, dude, it's probably the same as it is for anybody, you know? Like 12, 13 hours after I took the vaccine.
ballpark. I don't know. Didn't take the second dose. That's what makes you all the way gay. So watch out. I have 2 younger brothers, and I have a gay brother and a straight younger brother. And my gay younger brother was always very gay. He would go around the house singing songs from his favorite movie, Mulan. Yeah, needed everyone to know who he truly was inside. But he would go around the house dressed up as Mulan singing the songs, which is funny because I think now that's gay and racist. I don't know if he's allowed to do that. My straight younger brother, he's always trying very hard. He wants to be supportive. He came up to me and he was like, hey dude, I'm gonna get a tattoo. I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. What are you gonna get? He's like, it's gonna be an ally tattoo. What do you think about that? That's pretty gay, man. I don't know, you're the only brother who hasn't sucked dick. That might be the gayest thing any of us has ever done. But the problem is he wanted to be multiple. I can't keep up with younger people and their sexuality. I had a younger person tell me I shouldn't call myself bisexual. I should call myself pansexual because bisexual is transphobic.
I didn't.
I don't know, I've been doing it a while. It seems fine, but like I'm not transphobic, okay? I've sucked girl dick, I've fucked boys in the pussy, I could give a shit. It's just a reality. But I don't know, I live in the South. I have like a conservative family. You want me to call myself pansexual instead of bisexual? It's like, how many slurs do you want me to get called at Thanksgiving this year? What are we accomplishing? I don't know. It has been in my life, being bisexual, that I've been the last man that a lot of gay women have been with. My ex-wife is a lesbian, and we have 2 children together. They're in school together. Gotta interact with these guys. This one guy, he normally just talks sports with me, and that's